Can you hear us now, please? Please, like I'm asking for a coffee. Can I get a cappuccino, please? Oh my God, we are two. We were so much in love that we put ourselves two times. Let me see.
Ah, we came from the phone. Ah, no, yes, they can hear us.
We came from nowhere. Ho ho ho. Yes.
Yes.
We can hear
Yes.
hear you. Hear you.
Okay, so how is everybody this morning? Good morning. Yes, can hear us. Great. So we had some difficulties this morning.
My
Now
love,
we
we don't get difficult. We don't have difficulties. No. These challenges in life. We call it the salt in the food because I'm cooking soup these days, so I know it.
I just place the phone horizontally. So maybe you have to place it vertically, actually.
Like this?
You know, you're in the disco now.
Are we?
Disco. Now, where we are?
This is the. Maybe you can remove this one, no?
Oh my God.
No, I can't hear you. No, I cannot hear you now. Oh, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, because we have ourselves two times.
2 times is good.
This narcissism is a dangerous weapon.
As long as you.
So, boys and girls, good morning. Kalimera. Guten Morgen. I don't know how it's in Hebrew. I'm sorry. I'm learning. Dobro utro. Dobro utra.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Ça va? Bien? Oui.
So we have few announcements to say before. So yesterday, some people were asking why we're not on the live in the morning on Sunday.
Because you were sleeping, my love.
Yes, one of the reasons. So we were saying that Sunday will be a rest day, and there will not be daily and evening task. Sorry, I have an echo. It's a little bit difficult to talk like this.
No, my love, you hear your voice, so in case you make mistake, the second time you can fix it.
So we decide to move the mastermind on Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. So you will have something every day, actually, like this.
Sunday morning at 10 o'clock is going to be great because on Saturday we're going to have live. And the Sunday, basically, when you wake up, you get make your gymnastic or even watch YouTube about gymnastic. It's giving also some kind of effect. And then you jump in. We're gonna talk. We're gonna have the coaches with us there, and we're gonna have our morning Sunday coffee together.
Yeah, the mastermind is a great opportunity for you to connect, to learn to know each other, to get an accountable partner. And it's also a great way because we are brainstorming to kind of boost your resourcefulness, find solution for yourself. Because in Insight Seminar, we always say you always have the answers within you. And in my experience, this is true. So this is going to be a great opportunity for you if you like to come on the call also on Sunday at 10 o'clock. It is not too early.
No, Sunday 10 o'clock. Today I wake up 7 o'clock. I make my meditation, my visualization, my affirmation. After I'm going to continue with my bumping my body like a Hercules. And that's it. By the way, this morning I wake up and because in Insight we have the grad series which we are following. And the last grad series was about the abundance. One of the things I had to do to receive more, you need to make empty space. And because with my accountable partner, when we make this exercise, I said that I'm going to clean my cupboard and I'm going to give the clothes for donation. And why I'm saying this to you, if the glass is full of water, you cannot put more water inside. If all the time you say to yourself, yes, I know this, yes, I know this, I know what these people are talking, I know I need to go to the gym to lose kilos, please forget what you know. And at the moment, forget what you know. And because our coaches, they're very knowledgeable and they know, please follow the group, follow the exercises, and just be part of this 30 days community. This is my advice.
So thank you, all of us. So now I'd like to introduce you to our guest for today. So Barbara, for the past 20 years, mission has been to assist people to get unstuck and to change. She's also CEO of the Clear Intention International, an award-winning dual-certified coach with extensive academic training in psychology, management, spirituality, and kinesiology. And she has successfully coached more than 1,000 CEOs, professionals, family business owners, and thought leaders who want to be effective leader, strong performer, clear communicator, and or difference maker. And in her private coaching, clients work with her on anxiety, depression, self-esteem, relationships, or personal growth. And Dr. Schwach is also the creator of the Neuro-Emotional Coaching, a cutting-edge coaching tool rooted in neuroscience. So yesterday night she had a call, so she will have also next Sunday at 8:30. So you can join her next time and see how this works.
Yes, you have a coaching. Yeah, last night, actually, my love, she coached you.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. And she also wrote a book. So from intuition to entrepreneurship, a woman's guide to following a dream. And she created also an app called Muscle Testing 101. So she will tell us a little bit more after. And I like to introduce you now to Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I apologize for the difficulties, and I should tell you, every once in a while I get kicked off. So if if you're losing me, I will sign right back in.
Okay.
It just tells me the stream is over. So
Okay, we'll deal with this.
so it's appropriate because we are in a time, a special time. And one of the things that happens to us right now is that we're constantly being challenged in new ways that we haven't been before. And it's all an opportunity to see how do we manage, how do we manage with I can't go out, or how do I manage with the technology is not working? How am I with myself when I am not getting exactly what I want?
Yeah. So today we will talk about neuroscience and the brain. Is it our friend or foe?
Right. So we've been hearing from a lot of coaches, and what I really love about this program is that we're looking at similar things, how we can change habits in a different way, right? We heard about the word and how important language is. We learned about the masculine and the feminine relationships, the different aspects about ourselves. We what else did we talk about? We talked about Mira did a guided imagery with us, taking us as deeply as possible to change our habits. And I want to talk about neuroscience because neuroscience, for some of us, is this topic of where we're like, oh, that's academic, that's scientific, and I just don't want to deal with it because I'm probably not going to understand it. So I'm going to, in very simple words.
We miss her. Okay, she will be back in a minute. She was saying that she has some difficulty. So let's see. So until this,
She's back again.
wait, Barbara. Yes, now.
So I'm going to explain to you in simple terms of how the brain works and why it's important for us to understand. So when we are trying to change our habits, I was talking about it last night, we're usually on a continuum. Sometimes it's really easy. You know, I say to Clementine, okay, Clementine, I want you to get up early every morning, and you're able to do it. Or I will say to myself, go brush your teeth, and I'm going to brush my teeth. Or go have a cup of coffee, and there comes the cup of coffee. And I'm having no problem with changing this habit or executing. But oftentimes, it's much more difficult. When I tell my 4-year-old kid to brush his teeth, it's always, I don't want to. It's always, he's always, crying. Or if I tell him to go to bed or put his pajamas on, it's always, some sort of fight. So why is that? And so hence the topic, is our brain our friend or is a foe? And I think if we understand it better, we'll be able to use it in a better way. Okay, now
It's so hard.
Why is it so hard? Yeah, so I'm going to do a little brain surgery, and I'm going to explain the brain very simply. Not sure, I can't hear you. Hopefully, you can still hear me. Basically,
Yes.
the brain is responsible for everything that we do. It's responsible for breathing. It's responsible for muscle movement. It's responsible for thinking. It generates your feelings. It helps you figure out why you're with Casimir, why you fell in love with him. It helps you figure out why you chose what you're wearing this morning. Why did I put this shirt on? Everything that we do, we think, we are, our spirituality, everything is connected with the brain. Okay? So the brain basically has three parts. It has the part called the neocortex, it has a part called the limbic system, and it has a part called the reptilian brain. And I'm talking in generalities, okay? I know that there are nuances, but for right now, we don't need to be concerned with it. So the neocortex is the part of the brain that's responsible for your thinking, your words, your language, anything that has to do with analytics. When we're having a goal, what we do is we language it, right? I have words. I cannot have a goal without language. I am going to get up early. When I am visualizing, I need to have language because the pictures that I have in my mind, they come with words. You know, I have a tree. I see a tree in my head and it's a word. So I always need to have language no matter what I am wanting to create in my life, there needs to be language. The neocortex, think about it as the smart part of your brain. It's also responsible. It's the only part that's conscious, meaning I can control it. You understand? It's like supposedly I can direct my thoughts, I can direct my thinking, and I can focus on what I want to be analytic about. So, theoretically, I'm in control of it. Then the other parts of the brain, I'm not in control. So the next part that we want to look at is the limbic system. The limbic system is where all of our emotions are being created, meaning they are not voluntary. They are automatic chain reactions that happen in your system. You cannot control them. If I hug you, you're going to have a response. If I slap you, you're going to have a response. If something goes wrong with the technology this morning, you have an innate response to it. It might be excitement or it might be, oh my God, what are we going to do? Worry. It's automatic. Now, what we do with this feeling, we can direct ourselves. But what happens initially, it's completely involuntarily. Okay, so the limbic system also regulates your temperature. So sometimes you notice that when you're getting emotional, your temperature changes. You might be getting hot, you might be getting cold. So those things live closely together. The next part of the brain, and this is the dominant part of the brain, and when we want to change our behavior, it's the reptilian brain. The reptilian brain is the fight, flight, or freeze. Okay, we usually hear about the fight or flight. It's the part of the brain that when it's being threatened, it wants to either fight, I'm going to fight you. You're saying something to me and you're like, I want to punch you, or I want to say something mean to you. I want to get back at you. It's the part that freezes. I don't know what to do. I can't decide. Help me out. Or it's the part that runs away, okay, in various ways. So running away in our society would be I'm watching TV, I'm numbing myself with alcohol, I am, I'm texting it away, I'm so much on social media. Those are the ways that we numb ourselves. Those would all be ways that you would consider running away. Now, when I have a goal, I want to have all these three parts of our brain in alignment. When I have them all in alignment, I am most likely to succeed. So I'm going back to the morning, the coffee. Okay, I want a cup of coffee. It's okay. It's maybe not the smartest thing in the world, but my emotions are in line with it, and it's not threatening to me. So I'm having a cup of coffee. Now, if I say to your kid, your daughter, "Okay, honey, it's time to go to bed," for her, her intellectual part is not so developed. Her emotional part is she's going to be frightened or unhappy, and her reptilian part is going to say, "No, my world is over. I don't want to go to bed." What is she going
She
to
does
do?
this.
All the time. Now, what we do as parents, we're trying to rationalize with her, right? Oh, honey, it's time to go to bed. It's not going to work. Where you have to work with her is on the emotional and on her survival level, and tell her, yes, I understand, honey, your life is not over. Okay, so yesterday, I have a 4-year old. I went with David to have a picnic with a friend, and today he wants to go there again. I want to do something different. For him, the idea of doing something different, going on a trip, it's like it's threatening to his harmony. Okay, there's a threat for him, and so he's not going to want to participate because it's not in alignment with what he needs. Now, why it's really important to understand this is because we think we're so smart, and we think we can overpower our reptilian brain. You can't. It's like when you think about it, if your kid falls into the stream and you're deathly afraid of water, you're going to jump and you're going to get your child, because that drive is so strong because we want to survive. Okay.
Yes.
So, in these times of corona, the reptilian brain is very activated. And what we want to do is we want to, see how we can take care of it as much as we can. Okay, so the reptilians also what we call the iceberg, the 90% that we can't see that's underwater, and there's various ways to get at it and to get more information. And what Mira was doing on Saturday is super important, because what it starts to do, it starts to get at this unconscious, and you start to program the way that you're wired yourself to be. Now,
Yes.
I want to say a few more things about the brain. There's three. Okay, so also the way we work is the way the brain works is when I have to do a new task, I will go and see if I did the task before. Okay, then I'm going to see if it was scary or not. Was it a good experience or not? And if it was good, then I'm going to do it. For instance, let's say I'm going through a door and the brain is goes, have I done this before? Yes. How did I do it? Was it good? Oh yeah, good. And I will go through the door. Okay. When we're trying to take on a new behavior, so I'm telling you, okay, quit smoking, the brain was, how did I do this before? Oh yeah, I did it before. It was not good.
Yeah.
No,
It was
no,
not working.
it was not working. Nah, I'm not going to do it. So it's important that we are getting as much information about ourselves as we possibly can.
So, why can I control my emotion?
Ah, it's a good question. So, the way the emotions work is, imagine that you have a receptor cell inside. There's many receptor cells. It's like a satellite dish, and the way emotions are happening is a little neuropeptide comes, attaches to the receptor, and emotion is being created. Okay, so it's a biochemical chain reaction of where there's charge on the neurons. And so the neuron comes, it attaches to the receptor, and it's like a satellite, and something will be transmitted in your body. And what they realized, there's a lady, her name is Candace Pert. She was the brain chief section of the NIH, National Institute for Health. She wrote a book. It's called The Molecule of Emotion. It's a super. It's like the classic on neuroscience and understanding emotions. She realized that our emotions are all over our body. It's not just up here or in our heart. There's firing, neurons firing all the time inside you on these receptor dishes. There's a movie, it's called What the Bleep. You can download it on YouTube. You can watch this on YouTube. It does a beautiful job of explaining to you how emotions work and why we can't control them. What the Bleep. I think what the bleep do you know? And some of those that the people that are in the field of neuroscience and change and manifestation, they got their start, 20, 25 years ago when that movie came out.
Right.
So, but what is important to know is that when I have this emotion, okay, so let's say I realize that I feel anger, that I take a moment to be with it and then decide what do I want to do with it. So I can control my actions afterwards. I just can't control my initial reaction.
So, how can we control our emotion after?
Oh, okay. So, I have a little formula that I go into. It's like that's about neuroemotional intelligence. Can we control our emotions afterwards? Is the first thing we need to do is we need to be aware that we actually have them. Okay, so what am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? Where is this coming from? And give myself room to be with those feelings. So if I want to get up in the morning, and yesterday I didn't do it, and I was upset with myself about it, that I take a moment to see why am I upset? Uh, how upset am I? What's that connected to? And then through the understanding, I might move into forgive myself for feeling this particular way, and then decide how I want to direct myself. So that's where things like positive intention or setting a goal comes in. So I give you an example. So a couple of days ago, I was on a call about creativity, and I realized that I was kind of upset with my piano teacher, and I had a terrible piano teacher, and she was very harsh, good German lady who always told me I was no good and very critical. And I realized that I was upset, and because of her, I hadn't played the piano basically in 40 years. Okay, so for me, this was a powerful awareness. Then I decided that I wanted to clear this with her, and I set the intention for clearing it. And as I was working on it, I realized I had some fears. I was afraid to call her. I was afraid to look at it deeper. And so, what I did with myself as I realized I had a goal and these fears were coming up, is I first took some time to be with them. Where did I feel the fear? How strong was it? Where was it coming from? And I made room. I made room inside of myself to be with it. And then I looked at, okay, so what do I need to forgive? Uh, I need to forgive myself for allowing it to stop me for all these years. For all these years, I believed that she was the authority on, you know, um, uh, for me to play the piano. So, and once I moved in the forgiveness process, I was able to let it go because I accepted it about myself. I forgave myself for buying into it, and then I directed myself into, okay, what is the next thing I want to do? Which for me is I want to buy a piano. Once Corona is over, I want to have a piano, and I want to, maybe take some lessons and play. And like the joy came up, and I had a conversation with my mom about it on her birthday. And because I was okay with it and I had forgiven myself, somebody's happy. Uh, so my mom said to me, "I'm sorry that Julia is having a good time."
With the father.
Yes, it's good. So my mom was saying to me, "I'm sorry that I sent you there," and that was even a nice extra wonderful gift that she gave me. But it was because I accepted my emotions and I was okay with them.
So you were talking about three different parts of the brain.
Yeah.
Which one is the most powerful?
Well, I think the reptilian brain is the most powerful. It's the oldest brain, and it's the brain that is all about survival, and it gives you energy, and it can support you to get things done, and can also hinder you and block you when you want to accomplish something. The reptilian brain can override everything. So you can try to will yourself into a new habit, meaning that you say to yourself, okay, get up in the morning at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and you can force yourself to do it, but it will only last for so long. Okay, so you really want to get your reptilian brain in line, and so that it can support you. Think about it. When your survival is threatened, okay, your survival is threatened, and it's because we're smart, and so we trick ourselves into thinking that our survival is threatened. We we're going to have a hard time doing anything. Okay, so when people are dealing with depression, and when people are dealing with anxiety, actually anxiety is on the rise, with all this technology. It's because the reptilian brain is more and more threatened and challenged. Okay, even though we're living in a world where it's most likely that you're not going to starve to death, you have shelter. We are okay. Basically, we're not going to die. Our reptilian brain is more threatened and challenged than it has been in a long time. Because in the olden days, it was like, I'm hungry, I'm going to go hunt, I'm going to eat, and I'm okay. It was simple. So the reptilian brain gets activated more and more and more when we don't sleep, we don't drink water, we don't take care of ourselves. Because when we're tired and in this state of not functioning so well, it activates even faster and more strong. So it's like when we're talking about changing our habits, and people are saying, "Oh, I want to drink more water," or "I want to sleep better." These are the most important things that you can do in order to support yourself with your goal. Okay, because when your reptilian brain is relatively quiet and in support of you, you have a better chance of succeeding. I wrote my dissertation around what we had to do. What are the things that are most important for us to do in order to feel good about ourselves and be in the optimal state to accomplish goals, right? And I designed this little protocol, and for 10 weeks people had to do these things, and they had to check themselves. Which, by the way, for those of you who have a goal, that you're working on different things, it's really, really important that you have a list and that you can monitor your progress, because you might find out that it's better for you to get up at 6:30 than to get up at 6. Okay, so that you monitor your progress and you say, "Hey, I got up at 6:30, or I drank my water, and this is how I felt," so that there's a continuity. But what we found out is, when we looked at the numbers, the most important thing that you can do in order to accomplish your goals, to be effective in the world, to be happy, to be loving, to be calm, is to get enough sleep. Okay, so this is more important than exercising. This is more important than anything, because what it does for your reptilian brain, it it put a sort of like puts it into a it wraps it into a bubble. It sort of like says, "Oh, I'm okay," and that's what we want. When we go to a party, there's always food, right? Most of the time, I like to have a cocktail in my hand, and I have maybe a bite. Why is that? It's calming the reptilian down. It gives the reptilian something to do, and so then I can go out and do whatever I want to do. So reptilian is very powerful.
When I go to party, I jump straight to the sweets. I don't play with the salad or something. My basic self is so high. Now I control it.
Well, but that's actually a good point. So eating is one of the different difficult things to challenge to change because eating is part of what we need for our survival.
Yeah.
Okay, so we eat because we need to eat. For some of us who's eating sweets or overeating, taking that away is actually a threat to your survival. Okay, so when we're changing those, habits around eating sweets, it's like I need the sweet because it's like that's how I love myself. That's how I give
Yes.
myself
Yes.
something sweet. So it's important that you are very aware of how you change your language with yourself and that you're kind
Hmm.
and generous.
And
Really.
if someone want to take the Swiss from you, it's like someone want to take the love from you, and that's why you get resistance.
That's right. And so you need to work with your basic and your unconscious and maybe even your inner child. Those are all slightly different parts. And say, okay, honey, what else can I give you that will give you this feeling of love that you will get through a piece of candy or chocolate? How else can I nurture you, and so that it'll feel good to you?
I'm sorry for the audience. We see some people they need to go at 9 o'clock, but because we had difficulties, that's why we want to continue a little bit more. You can watch the recording after.
So finally, are we lead by our conscious, or do we lead with our consciousness?
Say again. I will lead with our conscious or by our unconscious.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
so it goes back to what I just said. So it depends kind of question. Okay, depending on what state your unconscious is in, I think it's a togetherness. Okay, the more in line you are with everything, your conscious, subconscious, unconscious, the more all of you will lead together. But we're as a human being, we have all these multiple levels of consciousness, and so we're really leading with all of those levels together. It's just sometimes one of them may be peaking up and screaming louder, okay, than at other times. And so ultimately, we want to have all of them connected because we need all of them, uh, and have good communication between the all three of them, and then we're just in the best um, possible.
Okay.
Maybe we're going to close the meeting with the gratitude. Let's see if she's coming in a minute. Anybody has a question for Barbara?
Please, if you have a question, write it because Barbara will answer you after, even if she cannot now. She can answer them later on in the Facebook chat.
Okay. Should we start the gratitude?
Yes, yes, my love. Let's start the gratitude. If she come after, she's here.
Okay, so I want to really I want to applaud all of us for being so tenacious with the technology, and thank you all for hanging in there with us. Really, um, it's a testimonial. But can I say a few more words before we sign off?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please.
So I wanted to let you guys know that I really appreciate Casimir and Clementine doing this. And we met a few months ago through Insight Seminars. Some of you know about Insight Seminars, but I wanted to let you know that it's the way I got started on my personal growth journey. So right now we're not having seminars because obviously we can't. But I strongly encourage you that when there's an opportunity, that you will strongly consider coming and joining us to do a seminar because it will teach you a lot of things in terms of how to change habits, how to support yourself. It was for me the first time that I realized that I can actually have some control over my life and direct myself into a particular direction. So it's with my great appreciation and love to Casimir and Clementine for bringing us all together in the spirit of personal growth and supporting the planet and insight. And I'm really happy and honored to be a part of it.
Thank you for your help, Barbara, because this is amazing help you're giving with software and Inbar and the community here. We're so grateful for this.
So I have few questions. Do we have time?
No, it's better, Barbara, to answer after the questions because now we will continue. We will make the gratitude and the breathing exercise. And Barbara, do you have the task for them?
Yes, I have a task for you. So the task for you is to look at your emotions. What I would like you to do is, so I don't want to give you a new task. I want to give you a task that will support you with what you're already doing. Okay, and we talked about it earlier. What do I do with my emotions? And so, what I'd like you to do is, I would like you to pay attention to what you're feeling when you don't want to do your commitment. Okay, so if I'm eating sweets right before I want to eat sweets, what's going on with me emotionally? Or if I didn't get up in the morning, or so that you take a moment and you jot down your emotions and you go as deeply as you can, and then you take a moment to forgive yourself for any judgments that you have. I forgive
Got it.
myself for judging myself. That's the task. It's very simply, it's an awareness tool that will help you to get more information about directing yourself towards success.
Even if you take only this task from all this course, it's life changing. Actually, all the tasks that the coaches so far they give, they are life changing. So please empty your glass of water and put this kind of information in practice.
Thank you, Barbara. So let's
Thank you.
continue with the gratitude.
Yes.
Can you do it because there was the echo?
Okay. So you want to hear me 2 times, my love?
Yes.
It's amazing. Okay, let's close our eyes and put our hands on the heart. I'm grateful for this morning because I wake up early and I did my meditation. I did my affirmations and my visualization. I'm grateful because I wake up next to this beautiful face, my wife. I'm grateful for her support with everything, all my crazy ideas I want, and she's behind me all the time. I'm grateful for our daughter, which is such a gift from God. I'm grateful for this community because we are, you don't know, but you are giving us a lot and you pull us up also because whatever we do, we do with you. All the tasks we do with you. I'm grateful for the internet because during this corona we can see and hear the people even we didn't hear them for 5 years. I'm grateful for the limited sea view because they're reminding me that I am on the island and it's sunny and it's an amazing place to live. I'm grateful for my friends, for my great support from Israel, from Bulgaria, from United States, all the inside community, which they're so much giving to us. It's so much supportive. I can't describe. Whatever I describe is not going to be enough. I'm grateful for the food we have in the fridge. I'm grateful for the shops which are open because we can buy food from them in this time. I'm grateful for my eyes because I can see all the beauty around me. I'm grateful for my legs because I can walk and I can go on my own. I can be independent. I can run. I can go on the stairs. I can ride a bicycle or I can do anything I want. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you. and we wish you a beautiful day.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. I love this. I love this song. Sorry.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.